Hey, what's up, my people? Welcome back. So, some stuff's been going on. Uh, I guess this just happened today, but I saw that the U.S. Department of Justice has agreed to uh, give $30 million to the family of Ashley Babbitt. How y'all feeling about that? Yeah, it's a little it's a little jacked. Uh, they filed a wrongful death suit, and I guess that's how we're doing things now. Yeah, you break into the Capitol, you get shot, your family says, "Hey, you shouldn't have shot my family. Uh, we're gonna sue, and we want $30 million." Did they even put up a fight on that, or since it's Trump's DOJ, they're just basically telling everybody, "Hey, as long as you commit felonies, you know, for the overlord, you know, if you die, we'll pay your family." That's kind of jacked. I'm kind of curious about that. Uh, it's a little weird. It, it's a little weird. Uh, and before anybody even says it, I already know some right winger or Trump supporters gonna pop in here and be like, "Well, hey, uh, they gave what was it, like 27 million, I think, to uh whose family was that? That was oh, George Floyd's family. Yeah, they gave 27 million to George Floyd's family, so I guess it's cool. I mean, that dude wasn't, you know, trying to actively break into our capital or anything, so that's yeah, that's a it's a little different, you know. Um uh, Welcome, guys. I see I got two people on here. Uh Got to figure out how to work this platform a little bit better so I can see who's actually on here. Feel free to drop comments. I should be able to see them on here. Um, but yeah, I think that's a little weird, Well, that's how our government does things now. If you break into the Capitol and you get shot, we'll give you $30 million. Kind of, kind of, kind of fucked up, really, if you ask me. I don't know, but I guess crimes are only crimes, if they're for silly things like human rights and you know equality. But whatever. Uh, but yeah, so we're deporting U.S. citizens. I guess we've been doing this for what, like probably about 2 weeks now. Uh, I don't know. To my military buddies, is that you know is that what we signed up for? Is that what you signed off on? Because I'm pretty sure, like, most everybody I know that served is pretty pissed off about this shit. Because when you become the president, it wasn't that long ago. He swore an oath on January 20th, and it was to uphold the Constitution. Everybody remember that, or is it just me? Is this like some Mandela effect bullshit that I just I'm I'm off? I'm totally wrong on this. Uh, yeah, that's pretty jacked. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay, we got some comments on this. Let's see. Uh, Hey Danny, I'm not sure if you're watching, or Victoria, but I dropped a link there uh in the comments. Uh so you guys can watch me here on Facebook Live, or you can always go to the Resistor Podcast channel on YouTube, and I'm streaming there as well. I'm still figuring out this platform, so eventually I'll be able to put clips up in the corner, or maybe probably that corner. uh You know, I want to start talking about some of these uh events and stuff that's been popping off in the news, and how you guys feel about what's going on. Do you feel like we're losing rights? Are we in danger? Do you feel in danger? I don't know. I might be putting myself in danger just by starting to do this. I'm sure I'm going to say some shit that's going to ruffle some feathers. So, it might get a little dangerous for me, but it is what it is, man. Like, everybody needs to start saying stuff. Like, you can't, I mean, even if you're a Trump supporter, even if you're a conservative, you consider yourself a Christian, whatever, man. Like, human rights are human rights. And you have to understand that if our government has the ability to deport US citizens or strip anyone of their rights, whether you identify with them or not, then they also have the ability to strip you of your rights. And that's a fucking problem. We have due process. It's part of the Fifth Amendment. I know a lot of people are trying to interpret this some other kind of bullshit way, but it doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. In this country, if you were physically present in this country, then our Constitution applies to you. That's how this works. And so it's a danger. It's a danger when everybody turns a blind eye. And it's good. I've seen a lot of people standing up and getting pretty pissed off about this and protests in the street. And that's good. We need more of that. We need people to become more vocal about this. Even if it's putting yourself at risk. I'll tell you, I've lost jobs and my ability to provide for my family because I cannot stay silent on this shit. I'll try, if it's some innocuous bullshit going on in the background, and people are entitled to their opinions, but there comes a point when your opinion is no longer just an opinion. When you try to impose your beliefs on other people, that is the most un-American shit you could possibly do. There's a lot of guys that I disagree with politically and shit, ideologically. Like, you can believe whatever you want to believe. I may disagree with you 100%, but I'm not gonna champion the government coming in and taking away your rights. Never would I. Never. You want to be the biggest piece of shit on the planet. Here in America, you have the right to do that as long as you're not hurting other people. That's your right. You want to say stupid shit, that's your right. And I feel like a lot of people get a little confused whenever it comes to their rights. I know during the COVID thing, I heard everybody talking about the government's overreaching and this and that. That wasn't the government telling you that you had to get a shot to go to work unless you actually work for the government. And that's not my sector. So I don't know what kind of memo you got sent, but if you worked at a restaurant or a bar or, a retail shop or something like that, and your employer told you you had to get a shot to come in, like that's up to them. That was your employer telling you that. So unless you were working for the government, that wasn't the government telling you anything. Or like Facebook, people are like, oh, we're getting deplatformed. The government's, dude, that's a private corporation. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, whatever you were on. Like and you agreed to their terms whenever you start a page. So, if you violate those terms of service, just like me even saying the C word, like if they decide to yank my videos down or whatever, then that's my bad for not adhering to the fine print there, but it's weird. Like, I'm seeing so many violations of the Constitution, from the Fifth Amendment, 14th Amendment, 22nd Amendment, and like people are just meh, whatever, well, at least he's getting the immigrants out. And, you can't sit here and pretend to be all about laws when you're voting for a guy who's convicted of 34 felonies, and really, if you were about the laws, then read the laws and like at least attempt to understand them. Like, let's see, according to Title 8, Section 1158 of the U.S. Code, you can come here and declare asylum. And it doesn't matter whether you come in through a legal port of entry or not. And this, it says this in like the first sentence, the first paragraph of the first sentence. And feel free to look me up and challenge me on these things if you think I'm wrong. But I guarantee you, I am not wrong. And I'm not an attorney. I just, I have books. I have access to the library. Like, get a library card. You have a smartphone in your pocket. You can look these things up, guys. And I say that all the time, but I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm trying to encourage you guys to read and understand rights and laws. And I mean, these are the things that govern our lives. And, I know some of you guys are probably like, oh, well, I thought you were an anarchist, bro. Well, see, here's the thing. There's different kinds of anarchism. And like, I don't think that throwing a brick through the window of a Starbucks is going to accomplish anything that I'm trying to accomplish. And in fact, I don't think all authority is wrong. I think that the way that I see it is, if you want to impose some sort of authority on people, you should be able to justify said authority. It's like if I yell at my kids to get out of the street, am I being a tyrant? That's a matter of perspective. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit of an asshole, but there's a reason behind it. I'm trying to keep them safe and keep them from getting run over. Now, if they're adults and I yell at them, hey, get out of the street, and they choose not to listen, I mean, God, I hope that never happens, but that's a fuck around and find out moment, is it not? Have I been abusing my authority all of these years to give them a reason to not want to listen to me? Understandable if I have. I'd like to think that I'm a pretty reasonable parent. I don't, just tell my kids to do stuff because I like to flex that authoritative muscle on them. They're children. It's unnecessary. But we're adults. And on top of that, we're Americans. And, some days, man, I'm ashamed that I was born here. And not because of the Constitution, not because of, the country itself, the physical land itself. It's because of the lack of education of so many of our citizens, that they would put a guy in power. He ran 3 times and y'all gave it to him twice, which I don't even understand how that happened. I don't. And when you see things like this dude violating the Constitution and intentionally shit tanking the economy to make all of his billionaire buddies more money so that way they have more power. Like, how do you not register this and go, hey, that might be a problem. That might be a bit of a problem. Oh, well, let's just let it play out and see where it goes. How about we don't let it play out and see where it goes? Do we really need to let that play out? Is that really how we need to let this go down? Like, I mean, if he starts building concentration camps, then I'll say something. Is that where we're at? I don't. Do we need to let it get there? Again, when you see anybody's rights being violated, you as an American should be pissed off. Like, you should be furious, livid, even. Like, this should crawl under your skin and fester there, because you should understand that, hey, dude, look, I'm not here illegally. My skin's not brown. I'm not trans. Like, dude, but those are people. Those are the people that make America such a great place to be, man. Like, compared to a lot of other countries, we're pretty goddamn diverse. We are. And the fact that I had some guy tell me the other day, he's going off about the migrants. And this is a guy from Iowa. He's like, an MS-13. I'm like, fool, you're more likely to get mugged by fucking corn, okay, than MS-13. Like, I live here close to the southern border. I've never once been worried about MS-13. Not once. I'm not worried about trans people in the bathroom with my daughters. I have 2 girls and a son. And I'm not worried about trans people being in the bathroom with any of them. I don't, dude, because honestly, I don't think I know a lot of trans people, not like millions or anything, but I worked in bars for years. Some of them were gay bars, like, And here's a shocker for you guys. Trans people are allowed in straight bars too, and you've probably met a couple and had no fucking idea about it. But yeah, if you think they're a threat, like, how did we get here? That's my question. That's my question. Like, do you really think that, like, somebody's gonna switch genders just to molest your stupid fucking kid? Like, is that uh I, I'm sorry, I'll try and keep the cursing to a minimum, but like, come on, guys. Come on. And here's the thing. If they did, do you think that they would be less conspicuous than, if your kid's going to get molested, it's more likely to happen at church camp. You know what I mean? Like, not to be an asshole, but I mean, statistically speaking, I don't know. Maybe don't go to Vacation Bible School this next year. All right. Sorry, I'll try not to bash religion too much either. But damn, dude, everybody's. It's funny, like how many times I've been called a sheep, and like all these people are like, they identify as these. I'm a Christian. I'm a, I'm a, uh, I'm a Catholic. I'm a whatever, dude. Like, you're lumping yourself into a group and not asking questions about anything, and that's cool, man. If that's your faith, that's cool. I'm not trying to shit on your faith. This is America. You have every right to believe what you want to believe. Any religion, not just your religion, any of them, right? But when you question things blindly and then call someone like me a sheep and don't see the hypocrisy in this, I gotta say, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned about the fact that there are not just people like you, but so many people like you that would blindly follow, and not just blindly follow, but condemn those who don't. And that's the scarier part. I don't know, people, man. Like, let's see if we can get some people in the comments here. Let's have a little direction on this. What's concerning you guys? I see there's 4 of you watching right now. What's concerning you guys with the state of the U.S. right now? Anything? Let's see. Let's see if we can go see where we're at here. All right. Oh, there you go, Sarah. Hey, babe. Streaming from the YouTube page. I guess I can't get comments from some destinations. Yeah, if you guys want to go to I posted a link on my page on the Facebook page letting y'all know that I was about to be going live. Maybe there's something going on to where I can't get.
What's up, y'all?
Oh, hang on.
I'm back.
Pause that.
I came to cause some problems.
That's from the other day. Why is that doing that?
I came to ask some question.
Oh, would you stop? You should stop. Thank you. But yeah, I'm not getting comments from Facebook. So if you want to click on that link, it'll take you to the YouTube stream and you can comment there. Let's see, what'd she say? Some guy told me, I'll pray your daughters are never raped by an immigrant, ignoring that they have a higher risk of having a miscarriage complication. Well, that's a fact, and that's is that not a problem? I feel like that's a problem, that people are more worried about immigrants. Do you know how many times in a day you probably pass immigrants on the street and don't even realize it? And you realize like how many immigrants in this country aren't brown people, but when you walk by a blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude, maybe like a Finnish immigrant or something, like, are you tripping? Are you grabbing your kids and pulling them closer because that guy's a threat? Nah. Like, see, these are dog whistles, man. This is a way to be a racist without blatantly being racist. I guess maybe a way to be a racist without putting your job at risk. I don't know. It's pretty sad where we're at right now. I mean, yeah, that's. Let me respond to her. Yeah, that's pretty shitty. Yeah, guys, I'm not the quickest typer. I guess I wasn't paying attention. And hey, Danny, welcome. but yeah, I mean, hey, good to see you. Hey, Danny, for those of you who don't know, who have joined us on and off, or popping in and out, Danny actually designed our first T-shirt. And Danny, hang on a second, man, don't go anywhere. I got something for you. Uh, Bro, I've had this hanging in my closet, like actually not in my closet, but outside of my closet, just waiting for you, bud. Like, this is Danny's design, guys. Hang on, let me move that out of the way. There you go. That's Danny's design. Yeah, check it out. Set. Let's see if we can get that a little closer. Uh, uh. Yeah, people. That was the first Resistor streetwear shirt, and that's actually the first purchase too. So I'm holding it for you, man. Uh, but yeah, I thought it came out quite nice, sir. Yeah, it's great. Uh, but yeah, man, Danny, let me ask you, man, because you're military. I'm grinding, no doing stuff for a few bands, but I need to work with you again soon. Oh, absolutely, brother, absolutely. I look forward to it. Danny is a local artist, and he is amazing, guys. If you haven't seen his work, I suggest checking out his Facebook page. He's done some stuff for some people, man. Like I'm small crumbs on his page, so I'm very appreciative, and great guy. I mean, I met him for lunch, and he was happy to help, and his work came out amazing, as you can see. So yeah, go check out his page and show him some love. Danny Sanchez. Um, he's in the comments here on the YouTube page. And Danny, if you want to throw up a link, if you're doing work or anything and you want people to go check it out, feel free to share the link, bro. But yeah, man, you were military. Any thoughts on what you're seeing happening here in this country, and uh, how do you feel about it, man? Shameless plug. 12 Danny Sanchez 12. Yeah, hell yeah. Tell them. Tell them, dude. Everybody go check him out, man. Like, go love all of his art pictures, man. Like that help him build an audience, That's good stuff. That's because that's really what we're all supposed to be here to do, is plug each other's work, help each other build an audience. Which, speaking of, I can't stream live to Instagram because apparently I need 1,000 followers for my Resistor Streetwear page on there, which is 1,000 followers before they'll even let you stream. And I think probably the same issue that's keeping me from getting comments on Facebook right now. I'm like I said, I'm new to StreamYard, so that's my platform here. That's what I'm using. I'm gonna have to go in there and check it out, and hopefully we'll work out the bugs here soon. What does it say? I can honestly say I'm ashamed to be an American sometimes. Oh, dude, no doubt. Me too. Me too. I've always wanted to travel a little bit more than I have. I haven't gotten out of America much. I mean, I've been to Mexico a couple times, of course, but dude, I don't know. I've really always wanted to go to like Europe and check out Prague and stuff. But right now, man, like Jesus, I feel like I'm gonna have to live another 20 years or something until the memory of this presidency and this regime, I guess we should say, kind of fades before we can get the hell out of here. It's 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 pretty damn embarrassing, dude. Like I mean, you see this kind of fascist bullshit rising up in other countries, but you see people quick to shut it down, dude. Like, I mean, France, Germany, like they ain't playing about this shit. When the right, like when the fascist right wing starts rising up over there, they got some shit to say about it. And it's scary that now our government's like, hey, dude, if you Nazis can march down your street, and if you attack them now, you're a criminal and you're a terrorist, and we can just send you to, El Salvador. It's crazy. He says, when I lived in Europe, they hated us Americans. I didn't understand it, but now I do. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. I've got friends all over the planet, man, and I mean, I need to start reaching out to them more often. I've become a bit of a shut in lately, but yeah, dude, I get it. I get where that I don't know. Is it maybe more of a distrust? And see, that's the problem, man. It's like it's like that Spider-Man movie shit. With great power comes great responsibility, and America has a lot of power. I mean, not just militarily, but I mean, economically, man. Like look at what this look at what, well, Americans are self-centered and ignorant. Well, not all of us, you know. Uh, yes and no, babe. Like we, you know, there's some wonderful, amazing people in this country, but unfortunately, you know, when you get a couple shitty people that are loud, you know, they're the ones that people notice. You know, is the squeaky wheel gets the grease type of shit. Well, now they don't hate us; they just want to make fun of us. Yeah, no doubt. You know, I think a lot of them pity us, and you know, they're kind of wondering like, what the hell are we doing that we're not fighting back harder and stronger? And you know, I'm I'm kind of curious too. I wonder why, because I see my friends post on Facebook and Instagram and shit all the time, and I know there's a lot of us. And I honestly, I think we are the majority. I think it's just that most of us aren't vocal enough about it. And you know, whether it's because we're afraid we're going to lose our jobs or what, you know, hey, dude, I lost a job due to being honest and telling people what's up. And you know what I thought was funny about that is they never told me who it was, and they gave me a bullshit reason. But I'm pretty sure, dude, because I was working a job. I had to get a security clearance for it, so I can't go too much into detail about it. But we'll just say that there were certain areas where I had armed guards around me while I was doing my work. And there's this Divide and Conquer playbook. Absolutely, find the next boogeyman. Yeah, and you notice that the boogeymen are always coming from these small, marginalized groups because it's easy, and it promotes this bully mentality bullshit where, you know, it's a dog pile. They just start their little dog pile on people, and you know, like, let's get them. They were a threat to us first. Dude, tell me one time, one time that, you know, you were ever threatened by an immigrant, you know, and that you knew was an immigrant, and not you guys, but anybody else that may be watching this or is going to watch it later. Which also, yeah, thanks for all of you that are going to watch this later, or even a minute or two of it. I appreciate you. Um, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. Follow the Resistor Streetwear um, Facebook page as well, and the Resistor Podcast uh, YouTube page. But yeah, like, you know, if these people could tell me one time that they were ever personally threatened by like an immigrant or a trans person or any member of the LGBTQ community, like, you know, like, honestly, like I said, I worked in bars forever. Some of them were gay bars, and I never once felt threatened by. I mean, I had one guy, you know, try and grab my shit, but I didn't think he was a threat. And a forearm to the throat, straighten that out real quick, because, you know, guys, hey, straight or gay, got to get consent first, you know. Uh, but yeah, man, like I don't. I mean, I've had a lot of women get a lot more handsy with me over the times, or over my time in the bars, than I did ever from trans people. I mean, I did lose my social security card, and an illegal used it for years. Paid off his bills on time on my credit score. Holy shit! Well, thank you to that dude. You know, hey, good on him. At least he was being responsible with your shit. But yeah, man, that's another one when people, you know, oh well, these immigrants are coming in and they're just taking all the welfare, and I'm like, dude, you know, you need a social security card for that, right? And honestly, most of the people that are still in social security numbers are you know, not immigrants. They're citizens that are just scamming shit. But you know, but whatever. I don't know, guys. There's, you know, we're in a weird spot right now. You know. Oh, so yeah, no, I was working this place. This guy, big guy from like Louisiana, I want to say, or Mississippi, you know, someplace. I'm pretty sure it was Louisiana. He's probably like 6'4". I don't know, about 260 maybe. Um, Big boy, maybe 280. Yeah, he he kept going off and going off about how the left and the, you know, the Antifa, and yeah, how did he put it, man? You know, all that Antifa, and he used some colorful language to describe them. I can't, you know, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get more specific than that because I don't like some of the words he used. Uh, you know, but he was complaining the whole time about how the left in this country is so weak, and you know, I hear this oftentimes about the younger generations as well, about how they're so weak and they don't they're scared, and that, if he saw them in real life. And dude, after like 4 hours of this shit, I just couldn't take it anymore. And I turned around and I was like, hey, bro, stood up, put my tools down. I was like, I'm an anti-fascist. Sup? Like, you know, it, and you could see he was taken back by it. Like, because I'm looking up at the guy, telling him this. And I'm like, hey, dude, I'm an anti-fascist. If you don't like Nazis, congratulations, you're an anti-fascist. Like, there's no secret handshake. There's no meetings in underground tunnels and parking garages and shit where we meet to discuss, like Pinky and the Brain, how we're going to take over the world. It's just, hey, dude, I don't like authoritarians and fuck Nazis, So yeah, there's that. And I guarantee you, because it was like the next day, or like within the next 2 days or so, I got called into the office and let go, and I didn't say fuck anybody. I didn't say anything like that. I was just like, okay. And I asked my boss, my manager, I said, hey, dude, can I ask, is this a performance issue? And he was like, absolutely not. I was like, well, am I rehireable? And he was like, yeah, for sure. We're just reducing the workforce right now, which I'm feeling that's bullshit. I mean, I do know some other people that got laid off shortly afterwards, but I think their shit was just, because they were shitty employees. Like, one of them, I worked with a guy who left his tool bag in a like broom closet for like a week and still was turning in hours like he was doing work, which would be amazing because he had no tools. but yeah, it just, I thought it was funny, man, because I got laid off because the complaints of this dude who's calling everybody else snowflakes. But if you call him out for, uh, being a fascist, and that's the other thing, dude. Like, if you're not a Nazi, then why are you getting offended by people saying they don't like Nazis? If you're not a fascist, or if you're, then why are you upset by people being anti-fascist? That's weird to me. It seems to me like the people that cry the most are like the conservative right-wing MAGA guys. They always got to find something to bitch about. They're always crying. Guys, if you want to comment, jump in the comments. I see there's 4 of you guys watching right now. Click the link. I posted on my Facebook page where you're watching this, letting you guys know I was going to be streaming in 30 minutes. Click the link to go to the YouTube page. I can read comments in the YouTube. Facebook's not letting me read or respond to comments right now for some strange reason. I'm sure I'll see all these whenever I get off, but yeah, I always thought that was a little weird, man. Like, why are those guys the first ones to get so butthurt? And you recommend a documentary, 2073 on Max. Oh, dude, I'm in. I'm down, dude. I love documentaries. Dude. I've been beefing my library back up lately, man. Most of them are books that I've already read and I've lost over the years, much like my vinyl collection. It's, yeah, dude, I'm always down to watch documentaries. Anything that's educational, man, I'm in for. That's something, guys, that you should never stop doing. You should always be trying to educate yourself more, right or left, man. Don't fall into some echo chamber bullshit where you just believe everything that you see. Like, learn to fact check things, man. And that should tell you something. Trump going after these schools like Harvard and shit. Like, why do you think he would do that? Why? What are those schools really about? Oh, liberal brainwashing. So the media. No, dude, you know what they're about? Teaching critical thinking skills. They're trying to teach you guys how to decipher bullshit from facts, to separate the two, how to think. It's what's in store for us if we do nothing. Yeah, no doubt, dude. Well, you mean that 2073 documentary, dude? Yeah, like I'm in to watch it, man. I don't know if you saw. Did you see that movie Civil War, man? Like, what did you think about that? Like, it's weird because I go back and I start watching stuff from, like, the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, and all the stuff that was considered like dystopian future type shit back then. Like, it's the stuff that we're literally watching. It's like we're watching the beginnings of that. And I think these next few years, guys, it's gonna be detrimental, man. Like, it's what we do and do not do, what we say and do not say is going to determine our future. And this is going to be generational stuff, guys, because it's not, that's the thing, man. Even Trump aside, like, even if that dude dies of a heart attack from sucking down Big Macs or whatever and shit, dude, it's not If we let this administration go down this path, like the damage that it's gonna cause, the damage he's already causing, like let's just go with the tariff stuff, man. Like you realize that, like, regardless of what happens, even if he calls off the tariffs, dude, that a lot of these countries aren't gonna want to trade with us anymore. And if they do, they realize that they have the upper hand now because they've replaced the American market for them. Like, but him doing this shit destabilizes the world. And like the US dollar is like the main global currency. And we're going to see a shift where that is no longer the case. And that's a problem. That's going to be a big goddamn problem, man. And like you see right now China working with Korea, and what was the other one? Japan, and like, dude, you're starting to see all of Asia like pull together to make up for the business that they're not doing with us. And that's gonna be a pretty damn big problem because they're showing you that they don't need us. And that's gonna be a loss of a lot of American jobs. They keep on talking about how we're going to be bringing manufacturing back here, but dude, we don't want those low paying, like, dangerous manufacturing jobs. And it's shitty that we took advantage of China and like Malaysia and all these other places that were providing us with these goods. But really what we should have been doing is buying less of those goods. What you say, a civil war happens, I'll forget my English and move to Mexico. Dude, yeah, no, hey, seriously, I need to start beefing up on my Spanish, dude. My Russian, my Italian, my French, dude. Like, I've been slacking. I got a couple phrases and shit down that, maybe if we get invaded, I can skirt by, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I really need to start beefing up my linguistic skills and shit, because I can't just sit there and Ochinichiwo strashniva, right? No problem. No, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a big fucking problem. Uh, let's see. The U.S. is was added to the Human Rights Watch list. Yeah, I saw that. And what's this? In Vietnam, as of today, the EU. Just more good news, huh? More good news. That's what we do now. We just we make the shit list. Nope. And we already have a low unemployment rate. Who's going to take those jobs? Manufacturing is low profit margin. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well, and that's the thing. It's like, dude, people are already working jobs that they had to get college degrees and go into debt to get these jobs. And it's already not enough to buy them a house or pay off their college debt, or do I say, oh, just get another job? And that's, man, these older generations, I'm sorry, boomers, man, because y'all my family, but y'all say some of the dumbest shit. Oh, these kids got it easy these days. These kids these days are working 3 jobs to have a 1-bedroom apartment, dude. It wasn't like that when you were a kid. It wasn't like that. You can sit here and bullshit and, repaint history however the hell you want to, but that we can pull up the stats and the data from when you were young, right? That we can go look this up and see what the effective pay rates were back then and what the cost of living was back in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s and the 50s, and going back to your parents' generations, like, your grandparents' generations. Like, we could see what things look like. And honestly, man, like, I think the big deal, though, is, it's people being silent. Again, I'm going to say this again. Those of you that are on the left, dude, start reaching out to people on the right. And I'm guilty of this, dude, because I have a tendency to be a bit condescending when I'm talking to people. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated from having to relay the same information over and over and over again. And some of you guys, I feel like I'm starting to reach you, and then you'll jump in my DMs and like my messenger and start sending me stupid shit again, like the next day. And I'm like, dude, I thought we went over this. I genuinely thought that we were making some sort of headroom. I thought that we were getting somewhere. But then you'll come in and ask me some silly questions. And like, I got a couple buddies, I'm not going to name their names unless they feel comfortable with that, and jump in the comments and be like, hey, yeah, go ahead. There's 7 of you now. If you want to jump in the comments, follow the link on my Facebook page where I said I was going in here, going live. Follow it to the YouTube page. I can read the comments from the YouTube. But yeah, I see that AI has helped some of these guys because they start asking AI questions and they come back and they're like, hey, dude, I feel like you were kind of onto something there. And I'm like, yeah, you think? You and see, again, I'm being condescending. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to understand where you guys are coming from, right? But what I don't understand, and please help me understand this, is how people that really don't know anything about some of these subjects are like so steadfast with their beliefs and so eager to shout them from rooftops and bash other people over the head with them. It's the same thing that I've got from my family a lot with biblical shit, man. Like, everybody wants to get on me about the Bible, this and that, but man, like, I can quote scripture right back at them, and they're like, "What? It doesn't say that." And I'm like, "Oh, it does say that." And here's chapter and verse. Dude, go look it up. Like, it's weird that they want this to become some Christian nation and dictate to other people. And I'm like, that tells me that you don't understand anything about what it means to be an American or a Christian. Like either one. Like Jesus never forced his beliefs on anybody. He just tried to set a good example and was like, hey, dude, if you're in, be in. If you're down, be down, dude. Hop in. We're doing cool stuff, you know? But America was supposed to be the same way. I mean, I know America has a bit of a fucked up history in some aspects. Like the stuff that was done to the Native Americans, the internment camps for Japanese citizens during World War II. Like, dude, we don't have a spotless history, dude. But there have always been people here that tried to do some cool shit, and tried to stand up for people. The Harriet Tubmans, the John Browns, the Martin Luther King Juniors. We got some people, a lot of the Quakers were, like steadfast against, slavery and whatnot. And we have good people in this country, but unfortunately, I feel like we're being overshadowed by the hateful, dim-witted people that are the loudest. And that's a shame, man. Like, if any of you guys have questions about, laws, dude, again, I'm not an attorney, dude, but I'd be more than happy to direct you where you need to go to get some of these answers. If you're curious of why people on the left are always accusing Trump and his, his administration of being Nazis, dude, I'd be more than happy to point out multiple instances where you have to be Helen Keller to not draw the similarities. Like, it's, I'm here for you guys, dude. I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this for me. This is cutting into my reading time. This is cutting into my time playing guitar or trying to make art or designing t-shirts or whatever, but I love this country and I love the people in it. And I want to appeal to our better nature and remind us of who we are and who we were supposed to be. And, talk about the Boston Tea Party and how that parallels today. Oh shit, we're creeping up on 45 minutes. That might be a discussion for another day. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand how people were so mad about prices of eggs and shit, and then they voted for a voluntary tax and trade war. That it makes no sense to me. No sense to me. But again, I think it's a lot of people were just like, oh, tariffs, that's China's going to pay that. And it's like, dude, maybe after the third person told you that's not how that works, instead of just being like, well, but Trump said it. It's what it is. I believe him. That's my dude. I roll with that dude. Like, you should have maybe looked it up. What was it? I think what are tariffs was like the top Google search, like the day after the election. After the election? Bro, you're late. You're late. You should have done that the day before, the week before, a month before. Really, you should have learned it when you were in school, because I know your school taught it to you. Maybe you were just sleeping through class, which, dude, I'm guilty of. I can't say no shit about that. I slept through plenty of classes myself, but the difference is, though, I still knew the information. And if I didn't pick it up and I was like, oh shit, I slept through that is important, I went back later and read about it and learned it on my own. Dude, half my books are stuff that were like, high school and college reading curriculum and or part of the curriculum. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I got kicked out of school. I had a problem with authority. You know what I mean? But I still went back and read those books, like some of them in my 20s, because most of my friends were pretty intellectual and I didn't like sitting in those conversations and not knowing what the hell they were talking about. And that's the thing, dude. Like, if you don't like politics, that's fine. Stay out of politics. But if you're going to jump into that conversation, you need to do some required reading, y'all. Like, it's necessary. Like, and especially if you don't want to come off as a clown, and if you don't want people clowning on you later and talking shit to you about, like, you don't even know, dude, maybe go read about it. And not from, don't just go watch some reel from OAN or Newsmax or Fox News, which, by the way, lost the largest civil settlement in U.S. history and had to pay $787 million for lying to the American people. And, what was another fun part? Oh, it's Fox Entertainment News, or because they can't call themselves news, they had to throw in the entertainment. That should tell you something. Common sense. I mean, I know that, like, a lot of people on the right want to believe this shit. But dude, critical thinking skills, guys. Like, question things, question everything. And not just, like, whether or not the earth is round. Jesus, the fact that we even have to have those conversations in today's day and age, that's upsetting. Dude, there's science experiments that you can look up that you could do with children. They're like, basically that's what they are. They're children's science experiments to show you how you can prove that the earth is round. But I still have arguments with adults over whether or not we're on a flat planet with an ice wall at the edge. And these are the people that are engaging. And that's the thing, man, that I've got to criticize the left and the anarchists and Antifa and all these young kids and liberals. Like, I'm going to talk shit about everybody. No holds barred, nothing's off limits, guys. Like, you guys, I'm with you on a lot of shit, man. But when it was time to pull together, we didn't. We were fighting with each other over this or over that. And, you're not left enough, or you're too far left, or whatever. But we had a clear option in front of us, and we'd already been through 4 years of this shit. So we knew what was going to happen. And people didn't show up and show out, dude. Like, that's a problem. That's a problem. Oh, whatever. Like, we'll set it out, and, because there's no way he's going to win. Like, yet here we are. Here we are. Intentional trade wars, unnecessary shit. Prices are going up. A lot of people are about to start getting laid off, guys. Like, it's coming. It's coming. And a lot of people have already been laid off. I mean, they started with the government, but dude, it's gonna trickle down into the private sector. It's coming, and there's no way to avoid it. Like, if you're looking at the ships coming in, the docks and whatnot, or not coming in, more accurately. What does it say? That's why I watch Fox and CNN. Dude, I tell people all the time, I watch more Fox News than I watch any other news station. And like, some people, oh, I bet you got that from CNN. Dude, I hear that shit from work all the time. I bet you got that from CNN. I'm like, dude, I watch more Fox than anything else. And why? Know your enemy. Know your enemy. Like, you got to understand what these people are being fed if you want to understand these people. And like, man, I gotta say, we could take a page out of that book, but do it with truth instead of bullshit. I mean, Fox is very, dude, they're the best at what they do, which is being a propaganda machine. And the deflection and, the pointing fingers and shifting blame, like, that's what they do. Oh, well, CNN's just full of shit and da da da. Hey, dude, that's the name of the game these days. But we've got to start figuring some of this stuff out, guys. We've got to start pushing back, like, while we still have a country left to push back for. It's weird, man. When I was younger, I never considered myself, like, I never thought of myself as a nationalist, and I still don't. But man, that the idea of what this country was supposed to be, it does mean something to me. And And I hope it would mean something to all of you guys too. And it's weird coming from like an old punk rocker anarchist dude that's always talked shit about the government and everything. I'm still gonna talk shit about the government, but not about the people, dude. And our government's supposed to be made up of we the people. But when you see the government starting to be wielded against the people like a weapon, like a morning star or a mace or a broadsword to just mow people down, dude, you should have a problem with that. You know? But man, I can't say this shit enough. It's you know, we're we're in a bad spot right now, guys. And you know, we need to start educating our fellow citizens and showing them a little bit of compassion, because it's not their fault. I mean, it fuck that. It's completely their fault. But you know, I think we all know somebody in our life that will never admit fault. They'll never accept blame, and we've got to acknowledge that we're dealing with a lot of those people. I've got some friends that have been like, "Hey, dude, I voted for Trump, and I already see, dude, it was a mistake," and that's cool, man. But there's a lot of people that aren't quite there yet, and we have to help them get there. You know, if we want to do something and fix where we're at, we need to help them get there. And I mean, I'm open to ideas, guys. I mean, that's part of why I started this streaming and why I started the YouTube channel and all that. Like, I really want to connect and communicate with people, and I want people to tell me, dude, what's the problem? You know, and it might piss some of you guys off, but I'm looking to invite a couple of my more conservative acquaintances on here and friends, man. You know, I've gotten to a point where, you know, it's hard to consider some of these guys friends still, because the way I see it is, you know, you voted against not just your own best interest, but mine and my family's best interest. And I take it kind of personal, especially because I've been telling you these things for like a decade now. And some of you, we've been having these conversations for like 2 or 3 decades. And my position has not changed. It's not going to change, because my position is a well-informed position. But I'm trying to learn to be more inclusive and more forgiving the older I get, and more welcoming and less abrasive. And I'm still gonna revert back to that you know, that guy that's not trying to be a problem, a little problem, whatever. No, I'm trying to be the whole fucking problem. I'm still gonna be that guy sometimes. But you know, I am going to try to meet people and I guess explain to them, like, guys, again, follow the link to the YouTube channel, jump in the comments. If there's something you want to discuss or you think I'm wrong about economically, politically, historically, like, dude, I'm not a professor, but I am pretty well read, and we do have the internet at our disposal, so we can look some stuff up. But I am ready and willing to have these conversations. But we definitely need to do something. We need to do something, because where we're at is not a good fucking place. And the direction that we're headed is not a good direction. We're heading off a cliff. And like half of us are pulling up the brakes, and a lot of people have just kind of given up and they're going to go over the cliff, and everybody else is just running at it full stop, like full speed ahead. And we can't allow ourselves to be drug over the cliff, guys. Like, we got to fight. But the difference is we got to fight smart, you know? We don't need to be like the Gravy Seals, you know, showing up in your Walmart tack gear, like this shit. You know, you don't need to be carrying ARs and things built on those platforms into Subway to get a sandwich. But, you know, we do have to start pushing back a little bit harder and smarter. And one of the first and best ways that we can do that, and what I think, is start locally, man. Like, these elections, they're a big damn deal. You need to get out and vote. You need to vote for the people that represent your best interest, not the people that go out fear mongering and preaching all this. Oh, you got to be scared of Antifa. You got to be scared of the trans people. You got to be scared of the the homosexuals. You got to be scared of the immigrants and the brown people. You got to be scared of the Muslims. You got to be scared of the Satanists. No, those people are fear mongering, and they're trying to distract you from what they're really doing. Because you know what? All those groups that I just listed, you have more in common with them than you do with the billionaires that are controlling our government. Right? Those are your people. You can disagree with them on these little parts of their ideologies all you want to, but at the end of the day, we're all in the same damn boat, and we need to be rowing in the same direction. That's what we need to be doing. These are our people, dude. Like, we need to stop voting for people that have never lived in our tax bracket. If they can't tell you how much a gallon of milk is, and like, dude, Trump will tell you how much a gallon of milk is all day, but he don't know. He'll tell you how much a gallon of gas is and a carton of eggs, but he's wrong every fucking time. And a simple fact check will show you that shit. You need to start voting for the people that really grew up working class, like truly working class. And that's another thing. While I'm on that, like, I can't tell you how much bullshit I've seen cast in AOC's direction lately. And oh, she's stupid because she was a bartender. Dude, I was a bartender. But I guarantee you that, like, most of the people in this country, if we sit down and take an IQ test against each other, which I'm down to do all day, every fucking day. I'm not going to sit here and, oh, I got this score, dude, but I'll do it. Anybody want to challenge me to taking an IQ test? You think you're smarter than me and I'm stupid? You may be smarter than me. Probably not. A lot of you guys, dude, but, I'll definitely show you I'm not stupid. And I know my shit. And there's a lot of people that know their shit. And when they're trying to talk to you, please listen. Just because somebody worked a blue collar job, it's not something to get put down on, dude. Like, respect to that. I'll tell you right now, bartending is a hard fucking job. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's the hardest job. I work in construction. I do a lot of stuff, dude. I've had a lot of jobs over the years. Actually all of them blue collar. But much respect to the people that could do that shit. Because it does get hard. And I'm not talking about just physically. I'm talking about it's emotionally draining. It's mentally draining, that, like, keeping up with stuff, especially if you're busy. But putting her down, man, like, she's one of the few politicians in our government that is constantly and consistently standing up for her people. Like, she does her work for her constituents. And when people say she's stupid, man, Jesus, I'm like, based on what? You can go to, like, MSNBC and C-SPAN and or YouTube, really. You can go on so many different platforms and watch these people do their damn jobs. You can watch them do their jobs. They live stream this shit. Like, go watch her do her job and then tell me how she's corrupt and how she's stupid. And then, especially once you listen to some of the other representatives speak, like, fuck, man, come on. But yeah, we need to start voting for people that have our best interest in mind. Fear mongering works because it triggers emotions. Yeah, no doubt. Well, that's what it is. It's scare the people. And she does not take money from lobbyists. Well, yeah, and neither does fucking Bernie, dude. Which really, God love Bernie, man. I was never a Bernie Sanders supporter back in the day, dude. But the older I get, the more I am. And it's just a shame that he's the age that he is, because we do need younger people in office. We need term limits. We need to reverse the Citizens United, which, if you're not familiar with that, please look it up. It says basically that corporations are people and they can donate unlimited amounts of money to campaigns, which basically it's Elon Musk buying Trump the presidency, basically. And again, that's how we got here. And trying to explain to people how our government is supposed to work and what the founding fathers intended, it's pretty damn frustrating, man, because a lot of people, we're not a democracy, we're a republic. Yeah, we're a representative democracy. We are a republic, but we're a democratic republic. It's both things, guys. It's not one or the other. Like, we elect representatives. Like, that's the way our shit works. But I don't know if you guys want to get into democracy. Like, we can go back to, the Greeks, they're the ones that started that. And Plato was not a huge fan of democracy. A lot of these guys weren't. He said something to the effect, I don't know, the way that I always trying to explain it to people is like, okay, let's say you own a shipping company. right? And you are hiring a captain because last time your main ship came to port, the captain passed away. Would you go through the city and say, hey, who do you guys like for captain? And everybody's like, Tim. We like Tim. Okay, well, does Tim have any experience as a captain or in commerce, trade, any of these things? Everybody's like, no, but Tim's the shit. Would you hire that dude as the captain of your ship to run your business? I mean, he doesn't know anything about it. What's going to happen? You're going to leave port, you're going to hit rocks, or he's going to capsize the boat. He's going to do something that's going to founder and sink. You're out of a business. So I understand people not wanting to just rely purely on democracy, right? But the people's voices do need to be heard. We are a representative democracy. So we nominate people, but you should be nominating the most qualified people. And if you can honestly look at Trump's current cabinet and think that Pete Hegseth is fucking qualified, then seriously, what's wrong with your brain? How many times has this dude had leaks on Signal? Because once wasn't enough. Apparently, he's got caught using Signal at least 12 times. I think is the new number. It's crazy. Should we bring back the fairness doctrine? There's a lot of shit that we need to get rid of.
I couldn't say.
And a lot of shit. Oh, hey, you need to calm down, sir. Nobody was asking you. What the hell is that? You need to learn how to turn that off. Yeah. No, stop. Go away.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh shit, we're doing this again. Nick. Hang on, buddy. Yeah, Nick, I'm live streaming, dude. Are you watching this? Is that why you called to join in?
Yeah, but I didn't think you were actually on because. Okay, my bad. Sorry,
No, I'm on, brother. What you want to do is go to my Facebook page where I said I'm going to be live streaming. And then I left a link for my YouTube page, and you can jump in there. We got a little bit of a delay there.
Okay, I'll check. I'll try.
All right, I'll see you in there, brother. And I honestly, guys, I'm about to start figuring out how to add people through videos, so I can add if you got your webcam set up and you want to join the conversation that way. I think I'm gonna try and do that this weekend. So, all right, hey Nick, I'll give you a holler back here whenever I'm done with all this, brother. I'll call you back here in a second.
All right, I'm actually going to be in bed by that time, so I'm just going to try to keep in with what you're doing because I've got a full day tomorrow at the airport. So.
Oh shit! Well, congratulations on the job, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
It's great. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. You got it.
So I'm going to try to go ahead with what you're doing.
Okay, appreciate it. Right, yeah, just follow that link to the YouTube page, and
I don't know what link you mean.
So if you go to my Facebook page, like my personal page, one of my last posts, I said, hey, I'm going to be streaming, going live here in a minute. If you scroll down the comments, my buddy Danny asked, hey, where's the link? So I posted the link there.
So here's the thing. So from what I was watching, all I can do is just click on my Facebook and see my usual post. So there's no link from what I was watching to your personal YouTube page. It's just none.
No. You have my personal Facebook page, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If I go here in the Messenger.
No, not Messenger. Go to my page. Scroll down like 2 or 3.
2 or 3 of what?
my last posts, like the last post that I made on my personal Facebook page.
That's not how my Facebook's set up, man. I see my shit, my friends, and
You can't go to my profile page?
not after I leave it. No, not after. If I've seen it and I pass it, it's gone.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well then hang on, man. I'll try and send you a link to your phone then. Let me get back to this though, but I'll send you a link right now.
There we go. I got Christians active now. Is that, you know? But and the last message I have from you is I don't have TikTok.
No, not in Messenger. On my actual page.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They're not linked like that.
Oh, okay. Well here, I'll send it to your Messenger then.
Okay.
All right. Holler at you. All right. Let's see. Oh, Sarah, you put the YouTube link in the Facebook comments. All right, cool. I'm gonna send it to his Messenger too, so that way he can jump in here. If I can figure that out real quick. Sorry, I see I'm losing people here. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get everybody involved in this conversation, you know. Let's see, Nick. Let's see. Can I paste this? Yeah, there you go. All right, Nick. Sent it to you, brother. Look at me go. I'm figuring it out. See, I'm old, but I can figure out technology because I can learn, and we can all learn. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Shit, man, I've been going for like an hour and 6 minutes here. Lucky for you guys, I love to talk. Getting kind of hungry though, so I'll be wrapping this up. But I'm gonna go eat. But yeah, shit, I forgot where we were at. Orion King, yo, what's good, my bro? How you been? I'm good, man. Orion King, who's that? I'm good, dude. I'm good. I'm living. I'm on the right side of the dirt, sir. You know, staying up. Unlike my stocks and crypto account. God damn. Those took a hard hit, man. I was up to what, like 22 grand in just one of my accounts at the beginning of the year. And then the 20th hit, January 20th hit, and we got a president that likes to play with you know, the economy, the global economy, to make his billionaire buddies rich. And you know, Spartan Nash. Oh, okay. Hey, Orion King, is that you, Nick? Is that I know you got a different screen name there, bro. What's good, my bro? How you been? But yeah, man, like, and that watched my shit just tank, dude. It was rough. Like, I think it's down to like 7-8 grand now, but it was down to like 6. And I really wish this motherfucker would just go golfing. Nah, Justin Case? Nah. Which Justin? Spartan Nash. What was Spartan Nash? That sounds familiar. But yeah, man, watching your savings get shit tanked is kind of rough, man. And like, I feel really bad for all these guys watching their 401k just evaporate. Like, that's where we're at now. It's, again, man, like, I know that Trump golfing is costing us millions of dollars as taxpayers, like hundreds of millions of dollars, but really that's still the better, cheaper option. Like, dude, just go work on your putt or something, bro. Like, you know, damn. I worked on your cameras. Oh yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, shit. Hey, Nick's here too. Hey, welcome, Nick. I'm here just trying to figure out my platform. Yeah, dude. Hey, that makes 2 of us, bro. Yeah. Spartan Nash. Oh, I got you, bro. I got you. Hey, yeah. How's the fam doing? Like, all you guys, man. Like, what's good? You know, brother. Just trying to figure out a new platform. I'm screwing with here. Got my studio set up, working a little bit better. Using a good quality mic now. you know, baby steps, brother, baby steps. They're good, man. They're good. The kiddos are growing, and I don't know, got them on my insurance now, so we're gonna have to make some dental appointments, and I don't know. Actually, I kind of want to go get the baby's eyes checked. You know, let's talk this weekend about a live with us both. Yeah, dude, I'm in. I'm in. And I know Nick, you're gonna hate this suggestion, bro, because I know you kind of loathe this guy, but there's a part of me that wants to invite Brumley, dude. Not Chris from Texas, not my boy, but Canadian Chris, the one that likes to weigh in so much about American politics, dude. I got to talk about Tarrant County in Texas. Oh, dude, you know what? I would love to, but I'm gonna have to go research that first. That's, if I recall our conversation, it was about like one family basically runs the entire county. Is that correct? Yeah. See, sometimes I need my memory jogged a little bit, dude, because I mean, that was what, like 6 months ago in a short conversation in passing. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, see, but I do remember stuff. Like, yeah, dude, I'll have to go look that up because I don't like speaking on shit that I don't know. But that's right now that you posted this in here, and this, we are recording all of these, so I'll be able to go, oh, it's been about a year. Oh shit, then yeah. Yeah, that's probably actually more accurate. But yeah, no, I like to be well versed on the things that I speak on. Nick, you don't understand why I give him so much of a platform. He has Trump to thank for Carney. Would be interesting to see his thoughts. Oh yeah. Oh, Chris Brumley. Yeah, no doubt. Well, here's the thing, man. Like, the reason why I give him any platform at all is because, one, I like a good fight. Not just physical, but intellectual, right? But because he's more articulate and more well educated than most Trump supporters, if you give him a platform and then annihilate the shit that he is saying, it starts to get some of those Trumpers to actually start thinking about stuff, man. Like, because when they see a guy that can step up and, make better points than they could, and then they watch his points fail, they start to go, oh shit, well, maybe this dude's right. Probably not, but I'm gonna have to go look it up because maybe this dude just didn't know about this. Yeah, that country or that county isn't under any jurisdiction of the US. Gotta look it up, bro. Yeah, that's crazy. So what, they're like a sovereign territory? That's interesting. Yeah, I do have to go look that up. Actually, shit. I mean, we can do that right now. Hang on. Yay, technology. No, not you. Damn it. I gotta learn this.
I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah, don't. Just go away. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these Apple products, guys. I've always been an Android guy and a Windows guy, so the shit kind of throws me off a little. But I've been doing that for over 3 years. Yeah, dude, I have given him more chances than most, but to be fair, I don't know. Usually, when it comes to arguing with Trumpers online, he gives better arguments than most. I mean, they're still shit, but they're better than most of the because Trump said so, dude. I've literally had adults, dude. I don't want to call anybody out personally, especially because one of these people is family to me. But I've had adults who were in their 60s at the time literally put their fingers in their ears and go la 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 la, and that is so upsetting, dude. That's the point we've gotten to, like, because people can't have conversations anymore. So at what point do you realize that he has just been playing you for a fool? How is he playing me for a fool? I mean, he is monopolizing my time when I allow him to, but he hasn't won anything from me, and if anything, it's I think he uses Chat GPT to argue a lot of the time. Oh, the majority of the time, no doubt. No, yeah, you can tell by reading it. Like, that's not him. And he's a bot, but he's like a real bot because I've FaceTimed with that dude before. So I know he's an actual human. But I mean, well, I don't know. I'm sure Russia has good enough technology to deep fake that shit. But I mean, yeah, I've got a couple friends, and I've got to question their motives whenever they sit here and argue for Trump. One of my Facebook friends here, Todd, right? You have allowed him to monopolize your time in arguments that end in nonsense. Yeah, typically they do. But there are times where he makes points that I've heard other Trumpers make those points. And so it gives me an opportunity to argue those points in a public forum, which is really, I mean, again, it goes back to that's the freedom of speech thing, man. Like, I'm a constitutionalist. I believe in our Constitution, right? I fucking hate Nazis, but I prefer that they wear armbands and yell Nazi shit from street corners, because then I know who my enemies are, right? You basically, when they come out wearing armbands and shit, that's cool, man. You just dressed like a target. And I ain't advocating like, using firearms to go against people or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I know where to direct my energy, right? One person is not going to influence a group. One person is not going to influence a group. No, that's not true at all, man. I have to disagree, brother. I think one person. I don't know if you've ever seen this video, dude. There's a back before the social experiment shit. Really, it's at a music festival, and there's a guy. Everybody's like kind of spread out and laying down. They're on like a hill, I want to say it's like an EDM festival or something. And yeah, I've got to learn how to look this shit up and like tag it in here and play some YouTube videos. That's all I'll spend this weekend working on that, guys. But if you go to YouTube, you look it up. I'm sure, I don't know what you'd have to look it up under, but there's a video of a guy at like a music festival, and he's just, there's people like lounging on a hill. There's 2-3 people over here laying on towels or whatever. There's, a couple people sitting on the hill over that way, and like one dude over here and one dude down there, and this guy just comes in, and it, in the background, and he just starts dancing by himself. Like nobody else is dancing. And it, after a couple minutes, like a couple of those people around him start to stand up, and then they're, and then next thing you know, a whole group swarms around this dude, and you've got like a whole group of people dancing. And that's the thing, man. Like that's how we have to get society working together. One person's voice holds a lot of weight when they are truly heard. That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, look at Martin Luther King Jr. Look at Abby Hoffman, dude. There's a lot of shit that starts off that way. It starts off like this. One dude talking to one person. And then like I started off earlier is like 0 people watching me. And then 1 person. And then 2 people. And then 3 people. Most of this live stream has been 3 people. And then we get up to 5 or 6 or 7. And then 1 or 2 leaves. And then 2 or 3 more come back. And then I feel like the more we do this, we'll start getting up to like 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, 40. And the more you get, the faster it snowballs, and you just extrapolate that. And no, that's not what I'm looking to say. It's exponential, and especially as you start gaining footing and followers, life has launched off beyond that slot start. Yeah, well, we can't do anything in the moment about where we are and expect it to change in this moment, bro. But we are here. Beyond that slow start. Got you. Yeah, but we're here, man. And I mean, until somebody develops a time machine, bro, like we can't go back. So all we can do is start from where we're at now and work our way forward. And, we get 1 or 2 people here and there, and there's going to be people that are kind of on the fence that maybe, I think really that's the thing we need to be showing people, is that not everybody on the left is some crazy fucking leftist terrorist bullshit, dude. It's like, dude, we're pretty common people. And for the most part, most of the people that I know on the left are pretty well educated and pretty empathetic. Like, you know, and to the people on, you know, to the MAGA crowd that's like, yeah, they're pathetic. No, I said empathetic. There's a difference. Look it up. And damn it, see, I'm doing it again. I'm being condescending. I gotta try not to do that. But yeah, man, we do make a difference one person at a time. You know, and we start showing people like, you know, well, my name's Christopher. It means Christ-like, right? So, and yeah, dude, I still see myself as more of an atheist than anything else, more than an agnostic, more than anything else. But I don't disagree with Christ's teachings. You know, I may not be a Christian, but I've read the Bible and I agree. Like, I'm like an atheist Christian. I can't think of one thing off the top of my head that Jesus ever said that I would be opposed to, you know, and a river starts with a drop of rain. Facts, dude. Facts. And sometimes not even rain, just condensation, dude, you know, on a rock, just dry air, not so dry. Moisture gathers and it pulls together and it becomes a force. And like, what Bruce Lee say? Be like water, my friends. Yeah, dude. Like water carved out the Grand Canyon, man. Like it's, you know, you got to be optimistic and stuff, but show people, dude, that we're not all like, you know, are there some crazy blue-haired people that scream into the ether whenever shit doesn't work out their way and they're immature and they don't have well-developed thoughts? Yes, they're called teenagers and children and like first-year college students, like freshmen. Yeah, they're young, dude, and they're still developing thoughts. But to look at the conservative people and, you know, that ilk, like they're any different, you know, when they're young and they're forming. Water is formless. That's right. It takes put water in a cup. It becomes the cup. Yes. But yeah, man, like, we got to teach people how to be critical thinking again, how to use their critical thinking skills again. MAGA makes me want blue hair. Hey, I had a blue mohawk for a long time. I liked it. I had green mohawk for a long time and a maroon one. Like, there's nothing wrong with being colorful. Jesus being a person talked about 300 years ago or 300 years after his life, and then you look back at 5,000 years prior, make that make sense. Yeah, dude, it's again, dude, it's not even about necessarily Jesus. And this is the thing, the more that people start to study history and religion and anthropology and like all these studies, man, like you can learn a lot of shit from it because it's the lessons that are learned from those parables. You know, that's the value, because there is value to a lot of those lessons that are taught, you know, being empathetic, fighting against corruption and power and greed. Like that's one of my favorites when people are like, Jesus was a pacifist. I'm like, oh, the hell he was, dude. Like when he went into the temples and flipped over the merchant tables and started whipping the merchants and the dollar changers, dude, like that doesn't sound like being a pacifist to me. It's just he didn't walk around being violent to everybody that was being an asshole, because some people he tried to understand why they were being assholes and then show them that, hey man, like you ain't got to be an asshole. But here's the thing about that. A lot of those stories that are attributed to Jesus are also attributed to Mithra and Buddha and Osiris and Adonis, and, you know, pick an ancient god. Like a lot of these stories have been told over and over and over again, and they just changed little details here and there. You know, was it a Zeus, or was it Jupiter, or was it, you know, but the reason that the stories stuck as long as they did is because there is something to be taken from a lot of these stories. And a lot of it, man, you know, I think that there's a time to be peaceful and reasonable and understanding about shit. And then there's a time to just be like, I'm not going to stand for that, you know? And we're kind of on the edge of that I'm not going to stand for it time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're kind of getting there, bro. But I do think that we need to be a little more understanding. And yeah, you're right about the conversations with like Brumley and stuff, dude. Like sometimes they're not all that productive. But you know, I've had exes ask me and friends and family, like, why do you spend so much time arguing with people online? And it's not so much that I think that I'm going to sway the people that I'm arguing with, but it's the other people that sit back and read it and don't comment or don't, you know, like or whatever. But I've got messages in my messenger before from people like, hey, dude, I saw what you did there, and like, you know, I appreciate it, and you know, maybe it got me thinking about this or that or the other, and you know, I started realizing that maybe I wasn't 100% right on shit. And dude, you know what? Honestly, that's a start. You know, I don't expect anybody to flip 180 degrees in one conversation, but you know, if people start to realize that maybe there's a chance that maybe what they thought before wasn't 100% right, even if they give me like that 1 or 2%, I'll take that 1 or 2%, bro. I'll take that 1 or 2%, and we can build off that. You see, like, look, dude, now we're up to 10 people. Hey, ta-da! It only took an hour and a half. But yeah, man, we're getting there. You know, it's a start. It is a start, dude, and that's what this is. This is a start. It's a start. It's a forum to have conversation, bro. You know, I like when, and I think that's a lot of what fueled the right is they felt like people weren't listening to them, dude. You know, and they, you know, and somebody came in and told them, "Hey, I'm listening to you." But see, the problem with that though is that guy that came in and told them, "Hey, I'm listening to you," he fed off their fears. You know, he said, "Hey, you know what? They are coming for Christianity. They are coming for the Christians. They're coming for white people and white men. You can't even be a white man anymore in this country." And he started saying shit like that, and it resonated with some people. But dude, it's foolish. It's foolish. You know, look at me, dude. I'm a white guy in America. I mean, I'm not a Christian, but I was raised in a Christian household and a Christian family. Both my grandfathers were preachers, dude. I don't feel like I'm under any threat right now. If I want to be a Christian, I'm more than free to be a Christian, but I don't have a right to impose my atheism on them through law, just like they shouldn't have a right to impose their Christianity on me through law. That's not how our country is set to be. Honestly, all conversations are valuable because how else are we going to break the wall that block how we see each other or each different point of view? No doubt, dude. But do I really agree that Christianity is the start of religion? What do you mean, Nick? What do you mean? Do I really agree that Christianity is the start of religion? I'm not sure what you're asking me. Please elaborate or rephrase. But yeah, man, like it's funny, but when you start pointing out the hypocrisy or duality, like what's the word I'm looking for? It's the hypocrisy of these. It's the Second Amendment guys, the guys that are toting, you know, a Smith & Wesson 9mm or a Glock and an AR platform into a Subway to get a sandwich. When you start calling these guys out, like, dude, what are you so afraid of, bro? What are you so afraid of? You know, they call everybody else on the left snowflakes and this and that, but it's like, dude, I don't take guns to get a sandwich. Like, and honestly, I carry a pocket knife because I do construction shit all day, dude. But I don't know. I keep my head on a swivel, and for the most part, I mean, yeah, some bad shit could happen to me, but for the most part, if it's coming, I'll see it coming. And if you get close enough to me, like, I'm not worried about my safety. You need to be worried about your fucking safety. Like, if we're being straight about it, like, and I'm not trying to be mean or threatening, dude. I'm the nicest dude. I try and go through life being the nicest guy, but I think we need to start showing people that, dude, they don't need to be afraid of shit. Is that the center that started what is accepted as truth in our country? I'm still not really sure what you're asking me. I mean, are we talking about that America was a Christian nation or is supposed to be a Christian nation? Because it's not. I mean, you can go back and read the Treaty of Tripoli. And was it 1796, ratified in 1797 by John Adams, where he says we are no more a nation of Christians than we are of Muslims or Jews or any other. Supposed to what? That is the center of that started what is accepted as truth in our country. Yeah, I'm still not really sure what you're asking me, bro. But I know that we are supposed to be a country where you are free to worship whatever you want to. I know it is not or has ever been. Yeah, no, we're not. You know, you're free to worship whatever you want to, but the government has no right to, and that's part of the First Amendment. Dude, again, people, all right, so the Bill of Rights is your first 10 amendments, people. Like, and it's not a long read. It's short. Like most of the shit that people talk shit about is short. It's short. Let me give you an example. All right. How many times have we been, you know, here on Facebook and I'll say some shit and somebody's like, oh, you fucking commie, you know, you socialist, you liberals. Well, first off, liberals not an insult. That's a very short definition. It means somebody that's not tied to like draconian, archaic ways, and we are open to, you know, new evidence, and we will change our thought processes if a better ideology or whatever comes along. It's simple. It's not too complex. And yes, I'm not giving you exactly Webster's definition because I didn't bother to memorize it, but that's basically what it says, right? But like here, you want to talk about communism and all this shit? Look at how tiny this fucking book is. This is what? Not even 50 pages. It's not even 50 pages. And how many times do people argue and talk shit about stuff? Like, yes, I have critiques on communism, just like I have critiques on capitalism, just like I have critiques on socialism or authoritarianism. Well, I just downright hate authoritarianism and totalitarianism, but these aren't complex concepts to understand. And how many times have I had an argument with somebody and they're like, oh, you know, yada, yada, yada. Oh, yeah, socialism. Show me where socialism's ever worked. And I'm like, show me where it's failed. And they go, oh, well, Venezuela. And I'm like, Venezuela is not a socialist country. And they go, yes, it is. And I go, based on what? Because somebody told you it was? Like, do you understand what socialism is? What does socialism mean to you? And they can't answer. Here's the thing. I've said this many times on many different streams, my podcast, all sorts of shit, comments, whatever. Socialism, the definition of socialism is when the means of production are owned by the workers. If you go to Venezuela and you see a factory that's owned by the workers, let me fucking know about it. Honestly, let the people of Venezuela know about it because I'm sure they'd love to fucking work there. Like, you're not going to find one. You're not going to find that shit. Let's see. Somebody told you the Bill of Rights was a branch of biblical law. Because they were told that once and they liked it. So they repeated it without looking it up, without testing that. They were like, oh, we're not even going to treat this as a hypothesis. This is law now. And I'm like, that's not how things work. That's not how things work, you know. But yeah, man, we're falling backwards down a hill, guys. Intelligence wise, that's why they're like here in Texas. Let me give you an example. Governor Greg Abbott, being the huge piece of shit that he is, keeps pushing for this this school funding bill, right? Where he wants to give vouchers to private school families that want to put their kids in private school. I had to go to bed and not present my best way. It's been a rough week. That's what we're talking about. Okay, brother. Hey, you're good at, hey, keep crushing it. The new job, Nick. See you're peacing out, dude. That's cool. I will soon too, dude. We should talk soon. We'll set up something for this weekend, dude. All right. Let's see. Oh shit, what was I on here? What'd you say? MAGA has demonized the word liberal, and I'm like, by definition, that's a huge compliment. It is a huge compliment. And when you look up you know, the definition of the word conservative, that is not a compliment. It's saying that, you know, regardless of any evidence you've been presented, you are going to hold steadfast to bad, old, archaic ideas. And that's not something I would want describing me personally. That's just me. But you know, like freedom, yo. You gotta let people do what they want to do, I guess. But I just wish that there were more people that wanted to learn things and more people that wanted to be better versions of themselves tomorrow than they were yesterday. Like, how do we get there? That's my question. Like, how do we get people there? How do we get people to want to better themselves? And you'll find out pretty quick that you don't better yourself by shitting on other people. That's not what you do. And just so you guys know, that's not my intention of doing these live streams or the podcast or anything like that. It's not my intention to shit on my fellow Americans, my fellow citizens. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Speaking of shitting on your fellow citizens. Andy who, do you think democracy and authoritarianism are natural responses to different conditions of civilization? Yeah, I mean, how would they not be? Any kind of social construct is going to be reactionary, usually to some sort of problem. You know, something came up and they were like, hey, this is how we fix this. And the societies that make it are the ones that are flexible and bend and adjust and adapt. And the ones that don't are the ones that are rigid and do not adapt. And they try to stay, well, that's the way it's always been done. Oh, then you see it fail, you know? But yeah, no, I was saying Greg Abbott, man, like, so this school voucher shit, for those of you that haven't been paying attention to, you know, local politics in Texas, we've been voting on this. Basically what they're trying to do is take money and give it to, people who already have their kids. And, well, you know, if they want to send their kids to private school, first off, private school is expensive, yo. Some of these schools are ridiculously expensive. And so you're going to take 10 grand and give it to these people to pay for what? Like, how much of your private school is that going to pay for? Like, I'm curious, how much of that private school do you think that's really going to pay for? And where do you think that money's coming from? It's coming from the public schools that are already underfunded. And here's the thing, we were talking about this at work the other day, and I'm not going to call out my work or say where I work, and because I'm not trying to lose another job over political shit. But one of the owners of my company, actually more than one of them, are from rural Texas. And you want to take a guess at which schools are the least or like the most underfunded? Anybody? Do I see some hands in the back there? Yeah, dude, like that's who it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt rural schools and inner city schools the most. And that's funny because a lot of these parents look at each other, like the other parents, like they're adversaries, you know, all them country folk and all them city minorities and the urban, you know what they mean when they say urban and shit, dude. But those people, and you're not adversaries because you're probably most likely in the same damn tax bracket. And are there rich people that live in the city? Absolutely. Are there rich people that live in the country? Absolutely. But they're typically the ones that can afford to send their kids to private school, and they don't need those vouchers, right? So if you're already frustrated that you're surrounded by idiots all the damn time, probably don't be stripping more money away from public schools. I don't know. Just a thought. Something to think about, you know. Make sure that those schools have, you know, free breakfast and lunch for these kids, because some of them, it's the only meal they're going to get that day. And if you want them to be able to pay attention, they need to be able to hear the teacher over their stomach rumbling, right? Make sure that they have decent books that are up to date with current information in them. Maybe get them some computers and some athletic equipment, you know, so that way they can exercise their bodies as well as their minds. I don't know, just a thought. What do you say here? Perhaps we were comfortable for too long and apathy took hold. Oh, no doubt. Well, I mean, I blame the apathy for people giving up on getting educated. Well, but no, see, it's a bigger problem. It's not just one little thing, right? It's actually, I'm kind of pissed off because one of these books that I just ordered was supposed to come in yesterday, and I was notified that it was in, but it's not in. And I've already been through it, but it's been some time. But Manufacturing Consent, right? By was it Herman and Chomsky? What's it? Herman, I forget his last name, and Noam Chomsky, who's recently lost his ability to speak and write, but is the most quoted scholar of all time, more so than Socrates or Plato. Dude knows some shit. He's a linguist, but he is most famous for his political commentary. But and actually, probably heard George Carlin, if you're into comedy, he said this shit. But man, they want an uneducated workforce. because as people get educated, they start fighting back against things. And that's what the ruling class does not want, because they know that we outnumber them, and they know that they have soft little bitch hands, and we're the workers, and we're the ones that do all the construction and build everything. And we have the strong, manly hands and the calluses and all that shit. So they don't want none. They don't want the smoke. What's the best way to not get the smoke? Keep you working 3 jobs just to keep a roof over your head and keep your kids with shit or no health care. And that's the other thing. Current administration stripping healthcare away, and they're taking money out of education. It's like, dude, it's just, and the fact that we have citizens in this country that are voting for this is truly what fucks me up. And that's the main reason why I make this, like, these lives, these podcasts, all that, dude. That's what this is about, is that we have an active, healthy, not mentally healthy, but a good percentage of this country that is constantly voting against its own best interest. Dude, if billionaires are telling you shit is good, it's good for them. It's not good for you. Name me one time where billionaires were truly looking out for your best interest. If you think that billionaires are looking out for your best interest over that of their bank accounts, then you are a foolish adult, a foolish human. And dude, I've got some oceanfront property in Utah to sell you, if that's what you're trying to do. Like, if you think that billionaires give a single solitary shit about you, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you are incorrect. They don't care about you. If they did care about you, they wouldn't be billionaires. They would be paying their employees well enough to where their employees could go out. And then if they truly believed in capitalism, they'd be paying their employees well enough to where their employees could leave and start other businesses that could possibly even compete with them. And that would develop, it would push engineering to a whole new level. Competition. It drives innovation. And you would see that things would be different, but they're not. They're not. That's why we have guys racing to see who could get into space first as a private citizen, and who could be the world's first trillionaire. And it's a dangerous path that we're allowing these people to take us on. But dude, please, if you're not going to get educated, if you're not, and I don't mean watching the news, I mean read fucking books. Read books. Start reading again. Like legitimately start reading books. And don't just read books that agree with shit that you already agree with, dude. Find, like, dude, again, I'm an atheist. I've got multiple copies of the Bible in my house. I have books on Greek mythology. I have books on, dude, honestly, if anybody wants to send me a copy of the Torah, like, well, I mean, I basically already have that. It's the Old Testament. But if anybody wants to send me a copy of the Quran, dude, I'll read that shit too. I mean, I've read excerpts, but I'll read the whole damn thing. Like, I'd love to. I don't know, when I'm at the bookstore, I get, distracted by other shit that I'd rather read. But yeah, dude, start reading shit that you disagree with, and become well informed. Like, if you're only getting one type of information from one type of source and it's all right leaning, then you can't really call yourself an informed person. And how many times have I been called a sheep? Like, dude, that's the funniest shit ever. Like, you know who calls people sheep? Other fucking sheep. You didn't come up with that term. You're following. I don't understand how people don't get that. Like, the arguments that I get on a regular basis is just silly. Here, hang on. What did Sarah say? That was a couple minutes ago. I apologize. I've been ranting. Just reported North Korea fired what appeared to be multiple short-range ballistic missiles off its east coast, South Korea's military said on Thursday, and what may be a performance test of various projectiles for export. Oh, super. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's going to turn out well. Like, what happened to Trump getting him to stop his nuclear testing? I don't know if anybody remembers that from Trump's first term. And if you want to go back and touch on that, here's some funny shit for you. He never stopped testing. Well, he did temporarily, but it had nothing to do with Trump. One of his missile testing facilities was inside of a fucking mountain, and they accidentally detonated one, and the mountain collapsed on the fucking facility. So Kim Jong-un stopped testing just long enough to dig his fucking facility out from under what was left of the fucking mountain. And then he went right back to launching shit and testing shit. So, but everybody's like, oh yeah, he went over there and, you know, told Kim Jong-un what the fuck was up. He didn't. He had a little love affair with him. He even said it. He's like, we send each other love letters. It's the silliest shit. Like, I don't understand like how people aren't following up on any of this shit, dude. We're in a dangerous time, y'all. We're in a dangerous fucking time. And watching the guy that's supposed to be the leader of our country pushing our biggest threats closer together and making them better allies and better allies against us. Somebody please explain to me how that's good. How that's the art of the deal or the art of war. Or, yeah, somebody hand that dude some Sun Tzu. Let him read that shit. And then somebody else sit there and explain it to him. So we're in trouble, guys. Is it like Ralphie from The Simpsons? I'm in danger. Like it's bad, dude. I'm laughing, but I do that a lot when, I don't know, when things get bad. It pisses off my friends. Like, you know, I don't know, I've laughed in people's faces when they put guns in my face. It's not the best response, but it's I guess a stress response. It's probably not great, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because I've been doing this for damn near 2 hours. This went way longer than I meant for it to. I love you guys. I'll start clipping some of these. This weekend I'll try and find a way to tag people in if y'all want to join these videos, and you know, I can share the screen with you. If you want to stream in, ask some questions, I'll try and see what we need to do to get the Facebook comments to pop up on here as well. That is, brother. Thank you for popping in, bro. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and like and subscribe, and let's try and share this with other people, because I would like to have this become a little more formatted. But I also need, interesting times. We definitely will. One way or another. Shit. Hopefully we can do it the smart way, man. Like with the least amount of harm done in the process, you know. That would be the intelligent thing. Like I've got some buddies that are anarchists and they're like, no, fuck it, let's burn it all down. And I'm like, dude, we have entirely too many people relying on the system, as flawed as it is, to just tear it all down. Too many people would die, and that's not the good way to handle shit. That's not the smart way to handle shit. Like it's easier to change the course than to just destroy the ship. You know what I mean? Like, so let's try and focus on that. But yeah, I need to get my Instagram followers up to 1,000 before I can start sharing on there. And honestly, I'm kind of curious as to where we can take this. I'd like to see, you know, we're having some good conversations. This is the best one so far, guys. So I'd like to thank you, Andy, Orion, Nick, Sarah, Danny, all you guys who jumped in here tonight, and anybody else who was watching and didn't jump in, man, I appreciate you guys. I'd like to do this more, and I love these interactions. I love the conversation, and I love to see how other people think and feel about stuff. So I'd like to get more of that. But yeah, let's see what we can build this into, man. And I'll be dropping a new shirt or two this weekend on the resistorstreetwear.com website. So feel free to check that out. And you want to get some political gear, you know, something, you can be a walking protest placard, right? Like a walking protest sign. Show some love there too. Peace out, y'all. I want to go get something to eat and let my voice get a little rest. I love you guys. See you next time.